Good morning and welcome to the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network. And today's topic is what gets you out of bed? Is it just habit that you get up? Or is there some kind of inspiration that drives you, some kind of vision? I think it'll be interesting to look into this topic for today's conversation. But before we get started, let's take a minute or two to get present. So let's take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And imagine clean, crisp oxygen flooding your lungs, flowing into your bloodstream, nourishing all your cells, all your organs, bringing vital life energy to your body and being. And as you exhale any tension, stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's press our palms together and vigorously rub your hands together to feel the sensation, the pressure, the temperature, the friction, the movement, and use all those sensations to bring you present right here, right now, into this remarkable physical form that enables you to experience life. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hello, Rosalind and Gia and Robin. How wonderful to have you all here to start the morning with and starting a new week. It's wonderful to be with you. And my question to you is, what gets you out of bed? What gets you out of bed? Is it obligation? Is it hopefulness? Is it routine? Is it habit? Rosalind says, enjoying loose leaf tea and tuning into Core Connection is what gets me out of bed. Rosalind, you are so sweet. I have some loose leaf tea here of my very own. It's actually cinnamon tea. And one of the things that gets me out of bed is being here for all of you. So what else gets you out of bed? Is it a vision for or a commitment to a vision that you have for yourself? So for instance, I managed to get myself out of bed this morning at 6 a.m. to go to the gym. And so what is it that got me to do that? It's maybe a commitment that I want to continue the well-being and strength in my body that developed when I was away, doing this building project. So, there's a commitment, even though there might be the desire to not get out of bed, there's a commitment that's bigger than that desire that would keep me in bed. So Gia says, it's my routine that I'm building to wake up by 4 a.m. and it's energetically helping me. It's a commitment towards my health. Wow. So say more about that, Gia. What do you do at 4 a.m.? I know a lot of people get up around 4 to meditate. It's supposed to be a really, really powerful meditation time. Some people get up at 4 a.m. to journal. I'm all proud of myself for getting up at 6 a.m. So good for you to be doing that and noticing that it's making a difference for you energetically. So maybe what gets us out of bed is a commitment to our health, a commitment to exercise. Maybe it's a commitment to other people or the other sentient beings in our lives, like our pets, to walk the dog or feed the cat. Or Rosalind says, a routine to wake up the spine and meditate to practice stillness before starting the day. This is awesome. So what you're talking about so far, I guess what most of us are talking about so far, is morning routines. And I wonder about it because I think that there's some benefit to these kinds of routines, where we have a commitment and we just follow that commitment. But I wonder too how present we are to that commitment. How are we doing it just because it's routine? Like we set our alarm for a certain time and we get up because it's routine, or are we really present to our commitment that drives that getting up and getting out of bed? I think this is a broader question. It's not just what gets you out of bed, but really what motivates you. What motivates you to keep facing all the challenges that life has to offer? What keeps you going? What keeps you when life is hard, especially? What keeps you in it? I notice I'm aware of people in my life who have some extreme health challenges, and they keep on going. What is it that makes us keep on going through tragedy, through hardship, through deep challenges? So Gia says, I first do yoga. This is at 4 a.m, then go for a walk, then meditation prayers, a lot of journaling. And I've taken up a $1 million morning routine. So it's a 4-week self-paced videos that I watch and do these activities guided in those videos. It's based on law of attraction manifestation. There's a Facebook and WhatsApp community of people to keep you inspired and motivated and supported. Wow, wow, wow. Gia, you do more by workday start of 9 o'clock than most people do in an entire day, it sounds like. That's awesome. Good for you. And it sounds like it's been very enriching for you. Things that wake us up. I guess that's another thing, another way to say what gets you out of bed, what wakes you up. And what does it mean to be woken up? I know that there are many more mindfulness kinds of practices that I could certainly engage in. And maybe this routine of the gym for me is the beginning of that, to get more deeply connected into my own energetic pulls and desires. Robin says, I wake when my body is rested. Oh, isn't that beautiful? I don't remember. In fact, I don't remember my body being rested, frankly, Robin. I wake at whatever time I wake. And like last night, I had such a restless night. Oh my gosh. But Robin goes on, she says, I have no true routine. My schedule's different with my work. Although last week, if it got a regular schedule and off on the weekends now. So there's something beautiful about being able to follow the desires of your body, right? To say, yeah, I'm rested and I get out of bed. I don't know if you all bound out of bed in the morning. I'm not one of those people typically that bounds out of bed, because I like I said, I rarely feel rested. But it doesn't mean that we can't summon that energy, right? Gia says, Gia, you're so sweet. Gia says, I always learn from you how to face and overcome challenging situations. You're my role model, Mira. Thank you, Gia. I really appreciate that. But if there's anything that I model, I hope it's the intention to awaken, that it's sort of the commitment to persistent growth and evolution. And Robin says, awesome, Gia, about your program that you do every day. It is pretty remarkable, actually. Congratulations for you. And Rosalind says, the motivation is to being rooted in inner peace, so that when things aren't going as expected, that inner peace is more accessible for guidance to show up in the best way for self and others. That's beautiful, Rosalind. And you know, there are practices that support that peacefulness, for sure. I remember when I started in the beginning of December going to the gym in preparation for this building vacation that I went on, and I was so shocked by the different experience of being in my body, like feeling my body in ways that I hadn't for so long, and feeling a strength in my body that I hadn't felt for so long. That's something that's motivating me, actually, is to it's a whole different experience for me so far of physically moving through the world. To have this awareness, a very different awareness of what it is to be in motion. And that's been a profound gift. And it has been really centering for me. And I love this notion of meditation and peacefulness. There's such richness in that, you know, to be connecting to our core being in a way that empowers us in our lives. And I know that for some people, and I've been one of them, not all the time, but sometimes, getting out of bed is just not the easiest thing. It takes an act of will to just get up, to make yourself get up. It reminds me of the scene in The Matrix where, oh my gosh, I can't believe, where, what is her name? Oh my gosh, I'm not, what is her name? Anyway, she is Neo's love interest, and she's been through this gunfight, and she's at the bottom of the stairs laying on her back, and I want to say Harmony, but I know that's not her name. And she's in fight mode, and she's just telling herself, get up, get up. And sometimes I feel like that's what we feel like, you know, it's like in the face of this battle, and we're just kind of spent, and the inclination is to just lay there and give up, or, you know, just not get up again when we've been knocked down however many times. And it takes that act of will. So Robin says, my intent is to start aerial yoga. Oh my gosh. I was sickly yesterday, so I will see how I feel today after work. I did aerial yoga once. It was the coolest thing. It was the coolest thing. I would do that again. That's actually a great reminder, Robin. I might see if I can seek out an aerial yoga place, because it was the coolest thing ever. And just such fun. Good for you. Everybody else, if you've never checked out aerial yoga, it's pretty cool. And I love the idea of these people who are, you know, the scarf dancers who are kind of hanging from these sashes in the air. That's, and aerial yoga is a bit of that too. Rosalind says, having to pay the water bill when first waking up is what gets me out of bed. Then I like to check my Fitbit score. So having to pay the water bill when first waking up gets me out of bed. I guess maybe once a month that does that, I'm presuming. And I don't have a Fitbit, but I understand that Fitbit monitors all kinds of patterns of sleep and heart rate and all that, and it seems to be a really good tool to help get yourself in physical alignment. Rosalind says, have to empty bladder. Well, that's where I get a lot of exercise in the middle of the night, getting up and going to the bathroom and back. Yes, that's that'll get you up. For me, it's a challenge then to get back to sleep because it happens multiple times in the night sometimes. Robin says, thank you. That's such an encouragement to me. Maybe that's from Rosalind. It maybe I'm not sure where the encouragement is coming from for you, Robin, but we have a lot of encouraging things being spoken here, right? Things to look forward to. That's always something, like when you're going on a vacation, you can hop out of bed, right? At least for me, like it doesn't matter if I'm getting up in 3 a.m. to go travel somewhere, I can get up out of bed, no problem. I think it's interesting to me, it's the days that I don't have structured that it's more challenging for me to get out of bed, which is something to be aware of, like that structure that, for instance, Gia, you've created for yourself, or Rosalind, or Robin, like all of you have been starting these different practices. Those practices can be really enlivening and a gift that we give ourselves, right? And like looking forward to meditation, looking forward to exercise, although sometimes I really feel more like I have to push myself to do it rather than that I'm all excited about doing it. But sometimes, sometimes I'm really into it. So I go through phases. I don't know if that's true for you or not, but some of these practices it's really a good thing to be getting yourself into a pattern. Like, for instance, every morning when I set up for our talk together, there's a pattern that's established, and it's like my being is attuned to that, and therefore the ideas come at the appropriate moment. And so I understand that that's really what it is with meditation as well. When you have a set time that you meditate, your being, your consciousness aligns with that and is able to tune in with greater effectiveness. So having a regular practice is a good thing. Gia says, hey, Mira, we have daily live morning story time and other activities from 5:30 to 6:30 as well. That's one thing that keeps us motivated to get up and show up. We have people who wake up by 3 a.m. every single day. They sleep by 8 or 8:30. Wow. Wow. That's remarkable. That's remarkable. I try to sleep by 8 or 8:30, but sometimes I actually now am able to stay up later, but I used to have such energy issues that I was toast by 8 o'clock at night and not restful sleep. I think if I had restful sleep, it would be a very different story. So, and I just learned yesterday that sleep issues are something that is related to glyphosate uh, toxicity. How about that? Just a really random side note there, but very, very interesting, of the many, many health ramifications of glyphosate, which is a pesticide, or it's actually an antibiotic that's used in lots and lots and lots of our food production. Gia says, sometimes I really need to assemble myself to get out of bed every single morning. There's a need to sleep extra. It's not easy any morning, but commitment and night routine helps me do it. Night routine is more important over morning routine. That's interesting, Gia. Very interesting. I'm curious as to what your night routine is. I used to have a night routine where I would write gratitudes every night. And I think it was useful. It wasn't so profound an experience for me that I maintained it, but I go in and out of these things. You know, I tend to have one routine for a while, and then that changes and something else emerges. And, you know, getting up and journaling would be a wonderful thing, but not on my agenda at the moment. Anyway, this is beautiful to have you all sharing your routines and the things that get you out of bed, the things that motivate you and inspire you. I think that sometimes, maybe a lot of times, we live out of commitment rather than inspiration, or we live out of obligation rather than inspiration, or we live out of being kind of robotic rather than inspiration and presence. But what you all are talking about for the most part are routines that are supporting you in becoming more present, in presencing yourself. And there are all different ways to do that, right? And we get rewards from those things that we do, and that helps us to continue along that pathway. So Robin says, I'm listening to Lillian Eden, I haven't heard of her, to help me relax and sleep, guided meditation, which has helped me. I'm seeing a difference, hopefully okay to share. Absolutely. Absolutely. If it's something that's working for you, go for it. It's wonderful to share resources with each other. So, and anything that helps with sleep, as far as I'm concerned, is a good thing. Sleep is so important. And, you know, sometimes I find myself catching up on it toward the end of the week, you know, yeah. Best laid intentions, or best intentions to go to bed early. And then as soon as I close my eyes, oftentimes I just am like, I'm awake. I don't know how that works for you, but yeah, I think if we can find things that get us out of bed that are joyful and inspiring, that's an awesome, awesome thing. Gia says, Mira, I had anxiety issues. Trust me, I had years and years, maybe 8 years in a row of walking through the night, waking through the night, not sleeping at all. And I was scared to death to visit the doctor, as both my kids were too small and I was scared of medication. Even now, I still have sleeping issues. But trust me, as you start waking up at a particular time, it prepares your body to sleep peacefully. Trust me, in my experience. Thank you for that, Gia. I really appreciate that. So I will look at that more closely. I think, you know, as I'm intending to get up at 6 to go to the gym, that's maybe a start in that direction. Who knows? Maybe I'll even be able to get up earlier than that and meditate, which would be a lovely thing. And I am trusting from what you say here, Gia, that the anxiety issues have reduced pretty dramatically for you. And that's a testament to your work and your commitment to growth and your own evolution. So congratulations for that. I love that you said had anxiety issues in the past tense. So that's a beautiful thing. So anyway, I think that might be it for today. I'm Mira Rubin. This is the Core Connection, and I go live here each weekday morning on the Enlightened World Network Facebook page and YouTube channel. And I invite you to check out the other awesome programming on Enlightened World Network and Enlightened World Living. And I just want to tell you how grateful I am for your sharing and your candor and just being able to have these rich mornings with you. It's very enriching to me as well. And Gia says, I do write 3 things as gratitude: 5 minutes visualization of how your next day is going to look like, and pillow talk, like give instructions to your pillow or universe to wake you up at a particular time. I love that. What a beautiful night practice, Gia. Robin, thank you, and blessings to you as well. And Gia says, I still have anxiety, but it's better now. Thank you. Well, I'm delighted that it's better now. And I so appreciate your sharing, all of you. And yeah, be aware. What is it that gets you out of bed? So until next time, so much love.